Good morning. I'm higher vibrations and so are you. And welcome to this next phase of your journey. There have been a multitude of ascension symptoms just fluxing back and forth for a bit longer than we would really think. However, they've been more intense lately, and therefore most of us are noticing it more. A lot of us are coming through with all these symptoms and finding that when seen by doctors, they look at you like there's something, like maybe you're a hypochondriac because you have a perfectly clean bill of health, when in fact there's these things that you're experiencing. And so I kind of felt like I was going crazy for a long time there, until I understood what this thing is, this ascension symptom experience. There's a lot of them that are very common. Ear ringing is one that happens quite a lot. Then there's also where one ear is ringing and another one feels it's like underwater hearing. And that is really common. And then a lot of times it'll switch over to it again. We'll notice that there's multiple octaves occurring, frequencies, multiple rings, types of ringing that is happening in our ear. And I found that if you kind of lean into one of the specific tones, then it's kind of activating. So it's something to consider trying. Forgetfulness or like just having a difficult time recalling your train of thought. While in that train of thought, often I'll start to speak about something and then I'll forget, before I even get to the point. And that's become very difficult. Another one that I find that draws my attention the most is that lack of vocabulary. I have historically had a vast vocabulary. I've always been very articulate. However, I've found myself struggling to obtain the words that I want. It's very bizarre. And also clarity of speech. It's been really a strange thing. It's just all of a sudden out of the blue sometimes I'm noticing that my tongue doesn't seem to be going along with my mind. Along in the head area, we're also having a lot of sinus stuff, sinus pressure, as well as popping, the fluttering sound in the ear canal, also a lot of mouth and oral and dental stuff. The throat chakra activation that people have been having has been very noticeable in a physical way. There have been of multiple lifetimes in most cases where the throat area, the speaking your truth, the honesty without consequence, space has been barred. There's been barriers present, so that's been not been so much a possibility. And so we're learning right now how much barriers there were because they're being released. As a result, a lot of us are having oral and throat related stuff happening. The spreading of teeth, strange gaps between teeth when you've never had it there before, as well as dental and oral trauma. People have all of a sudden had these horrible experiences regarding their mouth and their teeth, having to have multiple teeth removed and so on. Sleep time, that is such a big topic, but just anything involving sleep, it's bizarre how much it's been affected over these past few years. In particular, lack of sleep, not being able to sleep and doing pretty well on a limited amount of sleep, and then all of a sudden needing a lot of sleep for a prolonged period of time. The kind of extreme exhaustion where one goes to sleep and sleeps perhaps 2 or 3 more hours than is typical, and upon waking still feeling unrested and wanting to go back to sleep, needing a nap from your nap. But then also this weird thing that I have go on back and forth, it's almost childlike. I'm not sure what this is about, but just all of a sudden having this need to stay awake, even though my body is extremely tired. I may even have like tears rolling down my face because I'm so tired, but there's a desperation in staying awake. What's fascinating is most times I have that sensation that night has quite a few amazing spiritual phenomena experiences that occur. So that's kind of fascinating, as well as dreams being affected a lot. I had spent a good portion of my life being able to recall my dreams very well, and I went through a window of time where I was unable to recall a single dream, let alone even a sensation from a dream. And then all of a sudden, all these dreams downloaded. Even dreams from long ago, remembering it very well, being the child that had that dream, and then having that dream come forward as if it just occurred with detail and live, vibrant colors and understanding, as if it just happened. It's really fascinating. And in those dreams, a lot of times there are things that were being taught to me to be used now, and so it's a reminder. So that's kind of fascinating. Also, lucid dreaming, the ability to control dream space and realizing that while we're in that dream space, we are working. And that is partly why we are so exhausted. There's also a lot of solar flares and a lot of other things that factor into what's happening. You know, however, whenever there's growth occurring in a physical way, the child sleeps, yes? Well, we're doing the same thing as we upgrade our DNA. We're activating all of that dormant DNA that scientists have long told us that was junk DNA. 90 to 95% is what they quote anyway. However, that stuff's coming online, that dormant DNA is coming online, and as a result, just like a child that's growing, we also need extra sleep. And just like a child that's growing, we also have these growing pains. So a lot of us are also experiencing a lot of muscular related stuff as this shaking out of density occurs. In the beginning, a lot of us at the same time were having an experience around the eye, the twitching. That was very obnoxious. Twitching of the eyebrow and the eye. It moved down to the mouth for a while. And it's now moved into a place where it's larger muscle groups, almost Charlie horses and muscle spasms that can be quite unpleasant. A lot of this is definitely, you know, this density that's moving up and through us, and as this moves through, it kind of gets caught in these spaces that we haven't completely healed yet. These areas where trauma is held, you know, these emotions that we have not looked at or acknowledged and allowed to be released and to be freed affect us in a physical way. They affect our body, they affect our mind and our experience here. They anchor us into a frequency that we're moving away from. And as a result, those elements, that baggage that we are carrying around needs to be left. There's no baggage check on this train. And so we're healing through it. And these things are showing us where those areas are. In response to this, we're actually having a meditation today, Wednesday, August 17th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be a Zoom call, and so the link will be in our description as well as in the comments. This is a free meditation that will start at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and at that time the doors will be closed per se, and the waiting room will be available for anybody who comes late. And once the meditation has been completed, I will then invite more people in who are in the waiting room. The intention of this meditation is simply to allow and assist people into this breaking down of the barriers. You know, we're in this space of the heart and throat chakra now, and it's a time of healing and of love and of prosperity and beauty. It's free, and you're welcome to join. You don't have to have your camera on or your audio. In fact, it's discouraged the audio during the meditation. And so I hope to see you there. Along with this other stuff, we're having eye-related stuff with the spasms and the muscle twitching. There's also a visual thing that's been occurring. Having very good vision, it's very strange to all of a sudden seem to have blurry vision, but it's better described as, it looks like it's blurry until you realize what's actually occurring is something new is coming into focus. Something that was before unperceivable by me or by whoever. As we raise our frequency, as we raise our vibration to a higher level, when we meet another frequency at that level, we can then perceive that frequency. And so these experiences are coming into our visual range. And so it's kind of a trick on the eye a little bit. And it's hard to tell which eye you're using, if you're using your physical eyes or your third eye, because it doesn't truly matter. We are all seeing. We are using this experience. We have cones and rods in our pineal gland just as we do in our eyes. And so there is a visual connection that occurs and is nonstop. It's beautiful. And as a result, we're seeing some other things, such as orbs. A lot of us are seeing these light orbs, and that's really a fun experience. There's always an exchange of emotions, so you kind of know where they're coming from, as well as other visual things, such as seeing a different color, seeing more vibrant colors. We're also seeing like a silhouette of light. A lot of people are seeing this. Others, we're seeing it filled in with a being. Before we see who's inside, we tend to always see like the silhouette. It's like a light glow that would be described as an aura. Often it's white, very faint color of a very faint shade of white rather. And that's just you accepting this experience that you are unfamiliar with. There's really nothing new about it. And over time I had learned, or I had found from my own experience, that there was more detail inside. The more that I interacted, I was able to perceive the being within. And it's always a being of love. If you have any questions about an experience that is in your field, all you have to do is send it love. That's it. It's really cool. It's like the most amazing armor and weapon and healing element of the all of all things, because the all is love. Love and light is the very thing, all of the only thing that God is made out of. And so as we send love to this experience, this energy, if it is of love, it will answer back. And it's really cool too, because often it'll answer back like 10 to 50 fold of this love, this powerful, oh my, hug. Thank you. Just cozy and awesome and healing and beautiful. If it is not of love, that love will disintegrate it in some way. It can't exist in this space. So when I send it love, when you send it love, it will flee. Love is always the answer. And then other visual things, like I've been talking about these really cool things. It's like this picture I'm drawing right here. There are various different colors. There's a faded light element to it. Like they're not bright, only various colors. We have one that's purple and one that's blue and one that's green and things like that. It's kind of, and they're fun and giddy and beautiful. And there's some more physical stuff that's been occurring. It's like heart palpitations. A lot of us are having heart palpitations, especially if you are initiating your heart chakra activation experience. I have to tell you, it does feel very uncomfortable and surprising. My experience had been that it was so intense that I could feel it in the bottom of my lowest rib. It was just, that was my heart, and I immediately went to a place of fear, similar to what I've done with each one of these ascension symptoms as they first occur. And my goal is to not go there, to not have that be my knee-jerk reaction, but that is the conditioning that I got on this planet. And so I do go there. And however, knowing that, it's easy to only experience that for a second or 3. And then to remember, this is an ascension symptom. It's okay. It's okay. And to breathe through it. They always subside. And once your heart chakra activation and clearing is in full swing, I have found that those heart palpitations diminish. I still have them, very mild version of it occasionally, and it's also in alignment with the same time that we're getting a solar flare typically, especially if we're getting a large solar flare and the Schumann resonance, which is the measurement of the energy emitting from the core of Mother Gaia. When those two coincide, the heart palpitations occur, as well as an anxiety-like experience, feeling this sensation of anxiety, but not quite impending doom or anything like that. Just like, oh, why am I feeling so listless and nervous right now? And that's always a passing experience. The joint and back stuff has a neck, the back of the neck, the base where your neck meets your head, that little crux. I call that the dream chakra. It's kind of 4D chakra, where our soul enters our body and where dreams happen. And that activation has been a fascinating one for people. I've been noticing as they've been clearing that space, and that element is being freed, that has been opening and allowing for that clearing to occur, allowing for that healing and love to occur. Also, rash related stuff. So the rash stuff has a lot to do with this new space that we're going into, and these upgrades that we really are getting from these solar flares. Like, it's amazing, the input that is coming down from the sun to us at this time. It's a joyful evolution in wisdom and love. It's so beautiful and so pure, and like a big warm hug. The sensation of separation has been cured in my experience for a few different reasons, but primarily through this medium, through YouTube, through connecting with all of you, those who are subscribers and those who are not. All of you, this light family that came here together with me, with all of us. We connect, and through this medium we're able to now hold these Zoom meetings 3 times a week and connect. There's no catch. It's just a bunch of people hanging out, talking about this stuff, and comparing notes, and being in this space of love and understanding and non-judgmental love, compassion. And so it's really cool. This 2-hour space 3 times a week, getting together and assisting one another on this journey, comparing notes and knowing what someone else is going through, and being able to convey the tools that we've picked up along the way and how to easier manage these things as they come through. All of this stuff and much more. The vertigo-like experience, the dizziness, listening to the hum of the earth, feeling it moving. Are you noticing? I'm feeling the planet move. It doesn't feel like it's like an earthquake. We're sensing it moving on its axis, I suppose. Most of all, please be gentle with yourself. We are children who still haven't upgraded to a non-training wheel bicycle that are trying to pop wheelies. Give yourself time. It's a gradual process, this of evolution that we're in. And with being gentle, we are encouraging ourselves and praising ourselves, giving ourselves the appreciation that we deserve, as well as caring for our body. When we stay in a place of joy, in happiness, in love, in light, in play, then we are in this place where we are raising our vibration. As we raise our vibration, the frequency exchange increases, and the farther out we are able to assist all. That love that we are exuding from ourselves when we're in this space affects not just this planet. I've seen it. It ripples out. It looks like percussion waves, and it goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. You're doing this. You are doing this. In so doing, deliver a space for those to ascend. We are the bridge people. Your service has been so beautiful and so pure and so impactful. Don't give up. Thank you so much for your service. I'm sending you so much love. You're beautiful. I hope you're having a lovely journey. Aho blessings.